Picture this, you have been sitting on a plane for 15 hours straight. Your back hurts, your eyes are burning. You are carrying a bag full of gifts for your kids, maybe some sweets your mom packed, maybe a small toy you picked up at the airport gift shop. All you can think about is your own bed, a hot shower, hugging your children. You finally land. You shuffle through the long line at passport control. You hand over your passport with a tired smile. The officer looks at it. He looks at you, he looks back at his screen, and then he says four words that make your heart drop into your stomach. Can I see your phone? Your hands start to shake. Your mouth goes completely dry. You have no idea what to say. You do not know what your rights are. You do not know if saying no means they will put you right back on a plane to nowhere. So you hand it over, and in that one single moment, that one terrified, exhausted, confused choice, everything changes. That is exactly what we are talking about today. My name is Saqib. I am an immigration analyst who has spent years sitting across from good people, hardworking people, people who followed every single rule, who still got ambushed at the airport because nobody ever told them what I am about to tell you right now. I am going to give you the exact words to say. I am going to show you the exact steps to take, and I am going to explain your legal rights in plain, simple English, not fancy lawyer talk, not confusing government language, so that you walk out of that airport with your phone, your dignity, and your immigration status completely safe and sound. But I need you to do one thing for me. Stay with me until the very end because somewhere in the middle of this video, I'm going to reveal a hidden trap that catches even the smartest, most educated, most prepared travelers totally off guard. A trap that has nothing to do with what you say out loud and everything to do with one tiny little setting on your phone. So please stay with me. Let me tell you about Ahmed. Now, Ahmed is not a real person with that exact name, but his story is very real. I have watched this same thing happen to dozens of people just like him. Ahmed is a software engineer. He came to America on an H-1B visa 7 years ago. He pays all his taxes on time. He coaches his son's soccer team on weekends. He volunteers at his mosque whenever he can. By every measure, he is doing everything right. Last year, Ahmed traveled back home to visit his elderly mother. He was gone for 3 weeks. He bought his return ticket months ahead of time. He packed his bags carefully. He kissed his mother goodbye at the airport with tears in his eyes. When he landed back in the United States, border officers pulled him aside for extra screening. Ahmed stayed calm. He knew he had absolutely nothing to hide. The officer asked to see his phone, and Ahmed, because he is smart, because he has lived in this country for 7 whole years, because he had read some articles online about his rights, looked the officer in the eye and said, I know you are allowed to search my device, but I do not agree to this, and I will not give you my password. He said it with confidence. He said it clearly. He really felt prepared. But here's what Ahmed did not know. Ahmed is not an American citizen. He is not a green card holder. He is here on an H-1B work visa. And for people on visa, saying no to a password search does not protect you the same way it protects a citizen or a permanent resident. For Ahmed, that one refusal meant only one thing: denied entry. They put him on a flight back home the very next morning. He missed his son's birthday party. He had to panic and find emergency legal help from another country. It took months and cost him thousands of dollars to fix the mess. He did not break any law. He did not do anything wrong as a person. He simply did not understand the difference between a citizen's rights and a visa holder's rights at the border. And that one difference, that single distinction, is what can either save you or completely destroy you at that inspection booth. Let me break all of this down for you right now in the simplest way possible. Let us start with the actual law itself. The real rule that gives border officers this power is called CBP Directive 3340049A. This directive gives United States Customs and Border Protection officers the legal power to search electronic devices, meaning your phone, your laptop, your tablet, for anyone entering or leaving the United States. Let me say that again because it is important: entering or leaving. This is not just about coming into America, this also applies when you are flying out. Now, under this directive, there are two kinds of searches, and the difference between them matters a lot. The first kind is called a basic search. This is when an officer simply picks up your phone and scrolls through it with their own eyes and fingers. They can do this to anyone. They do not need a reason. They do not need to suspect you of anything. Zero. None. The moment you step onto American soil, they can do this. That is the law. The second kind is called an advanced search. This is when they plug outside equipment into your device. They copy your data. They run special forensic software. This is much more invasive. For this kind of search, they need what is called reasonable suspicion of illegal activity or a threat to national security. They cannot just do this randomly to anyone for no reason. Now, here is where things get really important. There is something called the border exception. The Fourth Amendment of the Constitution normally protects you from unfair searches. Usually, the government has to go to a judge, get a warrant, and show good cause. But at the border, the government says the rules are different here. They claim the border exception allows them to search your digital information without a warrant. Civil rights groups like the ACLU are fighting this in court right now. But today, in 2026, when you are standing at that booth, the border exception is the reality you have to deal with. So, what can you actually do to protect yourself? Let me give you three legal shields. These are real, these are backed up by actual documents, and they work. The first legal shield is knowing your citizenship status. If you are an American citizen or a lawful permanent resident, meaning a green card holder, you cannot be denied entry just because you refuse to give your password. Please read that sentence again. They cannot send you home. You have the right to say no. You will still face some consequences, and we will talk about those in a minute, but you will not lose your right to enter this country. That right is protected by the Constitution. If you are in this group, you have real power at that booth. The second legal shield is the airplane mode defense. This is the hidden trap I warned you about at the beginning. This is the one that catches smart, educated, well prepared travelers every single day. Here is what border policy says. Officers are only allowed to search data that is physically stored on your device right then and there. They are not allowed to access remote data. That means data stored on servers in the cloud. Your iCloud, your Google Drive, your WhatsApp backups, your email server, your Instagram archive, all of that is supposed to be off limits according to their own policy. But, and this is the trap, if your phone is connected to the internet when they pick it up, they can accidentally or purposely access that cloud data. And once that happens, it becomes a legal gray area that is extremely hard for you to challenge later. So, here is exactly what you do. Before you ever reach the border officer, before you are even close to that inspection booth, you put your phone in airplane mode. Then you turn Wi Fi off separately. You check and make sure the connection is completely gone. That one simple action legally separates the data on your device from the data in the cloud. It is totally legal, it is totally within your rights, and it protects everything stored remotely from being part of any search they are allowed to do. Do this before the plane lands. Make it a habit on every single international flight you ever take. The third legal shield is verbal non consent. If an officer demands your password, you can say these exact words: I am giving you this password under protest. I do not agree to this search. Write those words down, take a screenshot, memorize them. Will saying this stop the search? No, probably not. But here is why it still matters so much. These words protect your legal standing. They create a written record showing that you did not willingly go along with this. That record can be used by your lawyer later to challenge any evidence they find in future court cases. This is not about stopping them in the moment. This is about protecting yourself for every moment that comes after. Now, let me talk about what actually happens to you based on your status, because you need to know the real consequences. If you are on a tourist visa, a B1 or B2, or if you are from a visa waiver country and you refuse to give your password, you are at very high risk of being denied entry and put on the next flight home. Period. That is the end of the story. This is exactly what happened to Ahmed. This is the reality. The officer has that power and they will absolutely use it. If you are a green card holder, refusing will not get you deported, but it will mean long detention, extra screening, intense questioning, and hours or even days stuck at the airport. You need to be ready for that. If you are an American citizen, you will eventually go home too, but not before a very uncomfortable, very thorough, very tiring process. And no matter what your status is, if you refuse to give your password, border officers can take your physical device away from you. They can keep it for up to 5 days at first, and under what they call special circumstances, they can hold onto it for weeks, sometimes even months. They will give you a receipt and send you on your way without your phone, your laptop, basically your entire digital life. That is legal, that is happening right now, and you need to be mentally ready for it. Okay, so now you know the law, you know the hidden trap, you know your three shields. Now let me give you a simple three-step action plan. These are not vague suggestions, these are specific, precise actions you take in this exact order every single time you travel internationally. Step 1. Before the plane ever touches the ground, activate airplane mode. Do this the moment the captain announces that you are starting your descent, while you are still over the ocean. Before your feet hit American soil, put your phone in airplane mode. Turn Wi Fi off separately. Do not just trust airplane mode by itself, because on some phones it does not turn everything off. Double check that the connection is completely gone. This legally protects every piece of data stored remotely. Your cloud storage, your backups, your messages on remote servers, all of it gets shielded by their own policy. This takes 10 seconds. Do it every single time without fail. Step 2. Know your status and know your personal line in the sand. Before you travel, you need to sit down and honestly answer this question: what is my immigration status? And what really happens to me if I refuse to give my password? If you are a citizen or a green card holder, you can refuse to give your password. You should be ready for them to take your device and for a long detention, but you will not lose your status. If you are on any kind of visa, tourist, student, work, understand that refusing puts your entry at serious risk. In that case, your plan changes to using airplane mode protection plus saying you do not consent out loud while still giving them the password. You protect what you legally can and you document your objection for the record. Know your line before you ever get close to that booth. Step 3. If they ask for your password, say these exact words: I am providing this under protest. I do not consent to this search. I would like to speak with a lawyer. 3 sentences. Learn them, practice them out loud right now. Seriously, say them out loud wherever you are watching this. These words will not stop the search right then, but they protect you legally in every court case that follows. They show any future judge that you stood up for your rights. They create a record, and that record can be the difference between evidence being used against you and evidence being thrown out by a judge. Saying nothing protects nobody. Saying these words protects you. I need to tell you something right now, and I need you to really hear me. You cannot depend on YouTube to save you in a real crisis. Think about it. If you are detained at an airport at 2 in the morning, you are not going to remember to pull up YouTube and search for the right video. You will be panicking, you will be exhausted. Your family will have no idea where you are. That is not the moment to be looking for information. That is exactly why I created the Global Immigration Updates official WhatsApp channel. Here is what you get when you join: real time emergency alerts when immigration laws change overnight. And trust me, they do change overnight. We have all seen it happen. Breaking news about new border policies, new executive orders, and new court decisions that affect your rights before they ever show up on the news. Direct access to our free rights card. It is one single page that tells you exactly what to say, what not to say, and what your rights are at any American port of entry. You can print it, share it, and hand it to a family member before they travel. The link is in the description right now. It takes 30 seconds to join. It is completely free, and it could be the most important 30 seconds you spend all day. Click that link, download your rights card, and join the channel. Because the truth is, immigration law in this country is changing faster than any of us have ever seen before. And the people who make it through these moments, the people who keep their status, keep their families together, and keep their lives from falling apart, are not always the ones with the most money or the best connections. They are the ones who knew their rights before they ever needed them. That is why you are watching this video today. That is why I make these videos. because real, accurate, documented information is a legal shield that nobody can take away from you at that booth. Please share this video right now with every immigrant you know who travels internationally. Your cousin who just got his green card, your coworker on an H-1B, your mother who visits every year on a tourist visa. They need this information. They need it before their next flight, not after something bad happens. I will see you in the next video. And until then, know your rights, use your rights, and do not hand over that password until you know exactly what it will cost you.